Hello amazing leaders, and welcome to day 69 of the Amazing 90 Day Challenge. Today I want to talk about our habits. I think that it's our habits that really produce our results rather than anything else. A lot of people focus on the results only, but I think that's probably the wrong way to look at things, especially if you want to improve the results long term. So I want to ask you some challenging questions today, as always. And the first one is, I want you to study your own habits. Where could you improve? What areas do you already have good habits in? And can you make those even better or even stronger? And are there areas that you've got bad or even destructive habits? Do you know where they are? Do you know what they are? Maybe it's procrastination. You're spending too long not doing the important things. Maybe it's other things that you do that may be affecting your health or your relationships. Maybe it's something that you do know about, or maybe you need someone else to help point them out to you. Have you got a mentor or a coach or someone that you really trust that can tell you exactly where your bad habits are, but tell you in a constructive way, in a way that you're not going to take offense? Now, you need to be in a really good place to be able to want to hear those things. And you want to be in a place where you want to hear them because you want to improve. You're not going to get defensive or upset or hurt by them. You're going to come from a place of, please tell me so I can improve. Because without knowing, it's going to be a blind spot for you. And if somebody doesn't point them out to you, or even better, multiple people point them out to you, it's always going to be an area that you're going to suffer from. Because you won't see it, or you haven't seen it, but other people around you will have noticed it, and they'll pick up on it. And maybe it's things that are talked about you behind your back. Now, as amazing leaders, you need to get used to that fact that people will talk about you behind your back. And that's okay, that just comes as part of the job. But as long as there's some constructiveness around that, that you can pick up on, then that's a good thing. You can learn from that as well. So first of all, do you really want to know what your bad habits are, your destructive habits are? Maybe you can ask people to tell you, some of your good habits, things that they admire about you, and then also some negative things as well that might open up people to be able to talk more openly to you about what they are. Only then can you help and tackle those yourself. And maybe you can help other people to improve their habits. The only thing I think around that is that if someone isn't ready to listen, then I think it's going to be very hard for you to try and help and improve them and their habits. So you need to make sure that they really want it as much as you really want to be able to tackle your own habits as well and improve on those. Are they in a good space? You can't just come out and say you're not very good at this, or this is an area I've seen you've got a bad habit in, or an area I need you to improve your habits in, because that's not going to work well or end well, I don't think. So you've got to make sure that they're really ready, that they really want to improve. And together you can work through some of those areas, and maybe you start with something just to test the water. Maybe it's something that they already have as a bad habit and that they're struggling with, but they need someone else just to point it out or hold their hand through that situation, whatever it might be. So if they're open to listening as well as you are, then you can start there, I think. Another great way to do it is to lead by example. You go first. You ask your team for help. Maybe it's in a one-to-one situation and you say, look, I want to improve. I want to continue to get better. I don't want to get stale or stagnant. I want you to help me to do that, please. So I'm open. I'm ready to hear some constructive feedback about my habits, about what I do, about how I present myself or how I run the business or how I am as a member of this family or team. And if you go first and ask for it, and then if you don't get defensive, if you're appreciative of someone telling you something that actually could be gold, it could be one thing you didn't even know you did, but somebody else has noticed it, and if you change that, would make all the difference to lots of other people as well. So ask people around you that you trust to be able to give you some feedback on your own habits as well. I think that people should focus more on their habits than their results. Results really only come from what you do habitually, what you do every single day. You can't go and just climb Everest if you've never climbed a mountain before in your life. It just doesn't happen that way. So there's obvious that you're going to fail. Whereas if your habits are that you start on a journey to climb Everest, and you know what the training regime is, and you know how to change your breathing in different environments and different altitudes, and you know what you need to do and have all the right gear to be able to do that, and practice and form habits, then there's a possibility that you can climb Everest. And whatever your Everest is out there, are you putting in enough work, creating enough habits to be able to get the results you want? There's no point moaning and whining and complaining that the results aren't there, that you haven't got what you wanted to, if you haven't put in the hard work by building on habits every single day. Now, as you know, I'm recording 90 podcasts in 90 days, and that's become a habit now. It would seem strange for me not to record a podcast, to be able to present and put out there each day for you to listen to. That's a habit that's forming, and that's why the 90 days is so important. If you try and do a habit within anything less than that, 21 days, 30 days, 60 days, it's not going to really form, whereas 90 days is a really good length of time to be able to cement a habit forming thing that you're just trying to do, that you're trying to improve on, or that you're trying to stop as well. If all you're focusing on is the result stage, then I think it's going to be too late. If you're waiting for that result to happen and you haven't looked at the habits that start out, then you're not going to get what you want out of life. So focus on your habits today, focus on the habits of those around you, ask people for help, seek out people that can really look into your life and know what you need to do to improve. Look out for a mentor, look out for somebody that can help and coach you along, someone that you trust, someone that's got your best interests at heart. That's who you're looking for. So I hope that's helpful. I hope you'll have an amazing day, and remember, why be average when you can be amazing?